everyone. Today we are doing one of the tasks I do in the garden every single fall. So 2 years ago, I was getting ready to pull the sunflowers, my Sunridge Summer Provence sunflowers that I grow in my lowest raised bed, because I was planning to put peas in that raised bed for fall. And then I was walking around looking for something I could potentially turn into a trellis, and then I thought, what if I use the sunflowers as my pea trellis? So that's what I've been doing now ever since, I guess that was the fall of 2022. So basically, every May, I will direct sow about 9 of the Sunridge Summer Provence sunflowers. They are single stem, but if you do cut off the main head, then smaller flowers will start to grow down the stem, which is always really pretty. And then I will leave them through the fall. I will plant peas in front of them. I will add twine. The peas will climb up it. And then in the winter, I'll cut the peas down but leave it in the bed. I will leave the sunflower stalks also up through the winter, and then the following spring, I will do the same thing where I'll plant a line of peas in front of the sunflower stalks. So each year the sunflower stalks have 2 rounds of peas growing up them. So let me take you over to the bed and show you what I need to do first, turn the sunflowers into my pea trellis. Here's the bed with the sunflowers in it. So again, this is my lowest raised bed, and I try every year to plant 9 sunflowers. That way I can have 3 trellises with 3 sunflower stalks each. But this year, I think it was a bird, ate like the top off of one of the sunflowers, and it just never recovered. So I have 8. So that is what we will be working with. Now there is some twine already in place just from me trying to support the sunflowers themselves. And of course, this giant sunflower with no support is still going strong. What I've already done to these though, except for the one on the far left, is removed the main heads. And then that's what triggers those smaller flowers down the stems to start blooming. And it just looks really pretty. So what I need to do is twine together the tops of 3 of them, and then 2 for the other one. And that will create the basic shape of my trellises. I have this twine down here, which will be the first one the peas will reach, and as the peas start to grow, I will add more twine up these branches. So first I need to cut some twine, which I use so much more in the garden than I ever thought I'd use. And then we're going to take 3 together and tie them in a bunch to get them to form the trellises, and then that last one will just be 2. So tying these together just with a simple knot. There's 1. 2. And this last one is just going to use these 2. There we go. For the peas, I'm using Sugar Snap peas that I just got from Gethsemane Garden Center. So let's read the instructions. But it says row spacing 2 feet. I'm just doing 1 row, so that doesn't matter. Plant spacing 2 inches. Planting depth 1 inch. Days to germination should be 6 to 10 days. And then plant height 5 to 6 feet, which I feel like the sunflower stalks are about 5 feet, so that should work out perfectly. So I am just going to go ahead and plant these. I like to wet the soil first and then plant my seeds. And for anything that says about 1 inch in depth, I just go down to about this first knuckle right here, and that's usually about 1 inch. So it should be pretty simple. Now these are new seeds, so germination should still be good, but I will probably plant 2 plants per hole just to make sure if one doesn't germinate, there's a second one as backup. Now with my finger, I'm just going to poke holes in the soil about 2 inches apart and about 1 inch down. I am going a little bit further in front than I probably would if it was a different type of trellis, just because there are root balls from the sunflower seeds. So I need to get a little bit in front of those. Now we have the seeds, and this is what I'm going to drop 2 into each hole. And cover the holes back up. So that is this task done. I always feel like the planting of certain seed videos are so fast because I dig a hole, put the seed in, and cover it back up. But let's talk a little bit about care and then what I'm going to do for the rest of the season. I did pull, so I had the zinnias here that I pulled when they got powdery mildew. I did also pull the hollyhocks because I got them from Grow For Me Gardening. They are, I think, their zone 6A now as well, and they said for them they're annuals. They had just gotten done flowering, so I pulled those as well, which is why I had that empty row here. And then I did add in some fresh potting soil just to fill in the root holes. So that's all I did here. Once the peas start to sprout and get their first true set of leaves, I will start with liquid fertilization. I'll just use my Fox Farm liquid fertilization for those. Same thing with any other of the fall crops that I plant. As the peas start to grow taller, I will add more twine just so they have something to climb onto. I'll harvest the peas. They usually get eaten before they make it out of the garden. And then end of season, I'll leave the roots in the ground. I will cut the pea stems off, lay them on top of the soil to decompose, and that's it. And then I will use these exact same sunflowers for my spring of 2025 peas. So these will stay in this raised bed until next May. And that is how I use my sunflower stalks for a pea trellis. So I really like, especially in small spaces, finding dual uses for things in your garden. And this has been one of my favorite things because not only does it work as a trellis, when these are full of the tiny blooms, it's a really beautiful trellis as well. And then in the winter too, I'll hang some pine cones with some bird seed from these just to, I don't know, try to make them a bit useful in the winter, but I think that's about it. So let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know if you have any unique trellis systems that you have set up that you might not think of, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.